Hey everybody, it's the 10th of February, 2026. Got up to 60 degrees today. Also, sorry my GoPro is dead, so I'm using my phone. The thing seems to be never ready when I'm ready, so. But anyways, we're gonna make do. 10th February, it was 60 degrees today. I had some pollen sub I put down at the house, down over the hill there. Probably, I don't know, a pound or two. And they scooped that up today and took care of that with no problem. So, most of you probably already went through your hives today, but I worked today, so we're going to go through them right now, see what we got. All we need to do is check on sugar, and I'm also going to put a third of a patty on our single deep, a third of a patty on our other single deep, and the far hive over there, a third of a patty. Okay, those are just my small hives. I do have another one here. The swarm hive is a little small. Could do fourths, a fourth. I'm not going to put too much in there because I don't want the clusters to break up, get too big quite yet. And I also, if there's any beetles in there, I don't want them having a heyday. I want them to be able to eat that before the beetles can have too much of a heyday. So I've also got my oxalic acid gun, and we're going to hit these babies with a round of oxalic acid. So that'll give me, I did it once in December, once in January. This will be once in February. Did it many times in the fall. Probably do it again in March. And then won't mess with them for a little while. Let them go through the spring, and then we'll hit them again come summer. So let's check out what we got. What do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you what it is. See all them brown specks everywhere? It's exactly what you think it is. That's bee poop, okay? No polite way to put it other than that's bee poop. There's dead bees everywhere, completely normal. The piles you see out front of the hives is just the bees cleaning out all the dead bees from inside, okay? And all these bees here are probably older bees that decided to come out and die outside. I do see we have some little tracks here. Could be a coon, could be a cat. Let me know what you think there. I'm not 100%. I'll say coon or a cat. The fence is back on now. It was dead from it being so cloudy. Ooh. Yeah, that's slick too. Just about lost it. Anyways. See that? We've got some action. What we got here? We got a little bit of clean out going on here, it looks like. We got some, there's a little bit of bee poop on the outside. Not nearly as bad as it was last year. Look at that one. Look at this. Undertaker bee. Dragging a dead bee out. And she's gonna get it to the edge. Yeah, maybe. Yep, here we go. She's gonna take it. And whoop. There you go. See that? She dropped it right there in the snow. She was on the snow and she broke herself free. She took right off from the snow and she's buzzing around me. There she goes. Look at that. Hardy little suckers. She's gonna go right back in and grab another one. You gotta think she's probably been working all day, dragging all these bees out. Now, what do we got down here? Well, we got a bee. Okay. This one here. Oh, there's a bee. All right. Well, one we didn't see nothing on quite yet. This one here looks like they might have had a little trouble cleaning this mess out of here. I don't have a stick. I do right here. We're in the woods, of course we have a stick. See that? Look at that. It's not a problem. Just cleaning it out. Just like that. Oops, sorry if you couldn't see. All right. All right, I'm gonna get through these real quick. I've got some dry sugar. Like I said, I'm gonna split a pollen patty up between this small one, those two small ones. Let them start building up because they were pretty small. So I'm gonna check the top real quick for sugar reserves and get them through this next few weeks. And we'll hit them all with oxalic, and I'll show you what we got here in a minute, so stick with me. We've got a fatal mistake here. I don't know what happened. That's no good. It's right on the edge. I could probably tape it. It'll be just fine for right now, but that's not good. This jacket, I believe, it's went through 2 seasons. Well, yeah, 2.5 seasons probably. I've had it for all last summer and then part of this year, and I think I got it at the end of the first year, so might be time to upgrade. Like I said, it'll be all right for now, but it won't be all right on a day where they're up and running, so all right. How about these lovely ladies? First hive I checked, still a good bit of sugar in the top. Check that out. Oh, that's nice. Okay. I'm gonna get some dry sugar put in here because they are on their last little bit, and we'll move on to the next one. Well, folks, that was a quick check, which is all it needed to be. Most of these hives still had a little bit of sugar in the top, except for this one here. And I put my brick up on there a little sideways so it reminds me to keep an eye on that hive. They only had, I took a picture for you, but they only had just a little piece left. I threw a piece of parchment paper down in there. Throwed, not enough. Throwed probably a ½ pound to a pound of sugar on top. We'll just monitor it for now. The rest of these still had a little bit of sugar bricks left in it. This 1.5, I actually was going to put a piece of pollen patty in here, but I did not because they had plenty of bees already in the top. Okay, so where I did add 1/3 of a pollen patty was this hive right here. Now, this was a swarm hive that we caught last summer, and its bottom was pulled out perfectly. The top was 1/2 to 3/4 pulled out come fall. So there's actually some frames on either side that's not real full. But I just, hey, let them go through winter. It's the only way we learn is to kind of let nature do its thing. Like we was talking about the other night in our bee meeting, that, you know, I was explaining to everybody about my metal reducers. Behind my metal reducers, the bees actually built some propolis and wax door. Some of these hives only have just a small little entrance behind these metal entrance reducers, which is pretty cool. They sensed a little too much air. They didn't want that much air. They blocked it off a little bit. Nature's pretty neat, and these bees are they're outstanding. They're so smart. They're so hardy. It's no wonder that they're basically everything we need to make crops grow and food and all that good stuff. So just amazing little bugs. So they were pretty good. They have a good bit of bees in there. I went ahead and put 1/3 of a pollen patty on top of there to help them fill up this top box a little bit better with more bees. This hive still had sugar in top, plenty of bees in it. We get over here, that hive right there, our little one is still making it. So we're still, cluster's pretty small. I put a small 1/3 of a pollen patty on top of the sugar that they had in there. So they don't have to go far for it. It's just right on top of the sugar. They can go back and forth, eat what they want to eat when it's warm enough. The one down on the end, as in my last video, outstanding. Plenty of bees in the top. I went ahead and gave them my last 1/3 because I want that hive busting out of the seams. And I'm going to probably graft our queen off of there, or our queens for our splits. And we're going to stack supers on there and see what kind of honey production that we can get out of that hive. I want that thing packed full of bees. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do the OA treatment on these. For anybody that's new, oxalic acid, pretty inexpensive way to treat your bees. There's plenty of other ways to treat your bees, but this little compact model came out from Lebrabis. I got it. I think I got it our first year. As soon as that thing came out, I got it. We might have got it beginning of last year, but regardless, it's at least our second season with it. The thing is awesome. It takes my Milwaukee batteries that I always have on charge out the house anyways. Small, cost-effective, perfect for the amount of hives we have. If it had too many more hives than this, you're probably going to want either another one of these or a larger one that goes faster. This is a little slow, but we're going to get this thing shoved in here, and we are going to hit all these colonies. If there's any mites in there, we want them knocked down before the spring comes around. We want them nice and healthy. Make sure you either treat your bees or do some sort of mite, how you want to say, it doesn't have to really be a chemical treatment, but some sort of procedure that you have for taking care of mites, whether that be giving your queen a brood break, or I got some of these to play with a couple years ago and never even used them. These are drone comb, so let them build drone cells on there, let the mites go in the drone cells, pull it out, freeze it, put it back in the hive, let the bees clean it out. Okay, that's another method of taking care of mites. All the research I've done, all the videos I've watched, mites need to be taken care of. Whether it's a natural way or a chemical way, you do it your way, but no mites. What do they say? Good nutrition. Don't let your bees get wet. Plenty of food. No diseases. We have healthy bees. We should be able to get lots of baby bees, lots of honey. All right. I'm going to get to work on this OA. See you in a minute. Well, this thing's going to town right here. You can see. If you can see the vapor going in there or not. Yeah, you can see a little bit. So that powder's going down in this tube into the little heated chamber. The nozzle on the end blows the vapor in there. It fills up the boxes with the vapor. The mites do not like it. It basically kills the mites, makes them shrivel up, fall off the bees down to the bottom. The bees will go down there. They will deploy the cleaning crew. They'll go through there. They'll pick up all those mites along with all the other debris that's in the bottom of the hives, chuck it out here. Good to go. The important thing with OA is you need to stay on it, okay? Vaporization. I hit it once a month through the winter months. I hit them a few times in the spring, extra heavy. I hit them 4 or 5 times in the fall, before going into fall, okay, or before going into winter. So my mite loads have been pretty low. I didn't actually check last year. Probably shame on me for doing that, and I told you that in another video I didn't. But I'll try to do a video this year maybe of me checking mites, a mite count on bees. So, all right, we just let this thing go. It's back to solid. So what we'll do, we take this out. See that nozzle? Okay. We go ahead and we stick it in the next hive. I know it's getting a little dark, but hey, taking advantage of this weather. All right, it's a little stopper. Don't breathe this stuff. It does take your breath away. I have it set on 4 grams. I believe you're allowed to do 4 grams per brood box, but I always just do 4 grams, which would be 2 grams per brood box. I've found as long as I stay on it, I have not had any issues. So, okay. We've got our oxalic acid powder down in here. EPA approved. We get it down in there. Fills our plunger up. Okay, you can see that. The plunger's full. All right. We stick it down in here. The solid light means we're ready to go. Okay, we hit the plunger. And here we go. The vapor's going in there. Any mites that's on the bees. Now, I don't do this when it's super cold out because the bees will be so tight together in the center of this box that it won't penetrate, okay? It won't penetrate their cluster. So I usually wait till a day like today where it's, let's back up so we're not smelling that. I usually wait for a day to where it's in the 40s and above. So the bees are still clustered, most of the bees. I like to do it in the evening, as most of the bees are back in here, especially in the winter. We don't have that problem, but most of the bees will be in here. So you make sure you get every bee, and they're not clustered so tight that it doesn't penetrate the cluster and be able to get rid of the mites. If they're clustered too tight, it can't get in there and get rid of the mites. If they're really loose and they're flying all over the place, you know, you're not going to get all the bees. So there's kind of a happy medium in the winter time. That 40 to 50 degree range in the evening when everybody's in there and kind of loosely clustered, all that vapor can get through the bees and take care of the mites. So this is really when I like to do my mite treatments. So you see that right there? All right, we're ready to get on to the next one. We have 5 more to hit. Let's get this done. All right, we got everybody taken care of. All 7 have been treated. So we got them treated, checked on their food, a little bit of protein in there in the form of pollen patty in 3 of them, just a little bit, not much. So we are in mid-February. We are in pre-spring mode is what I'm going to call it. Just setting these girls up, getting them ready, keeping them healthy and fed so we can come into spring looking good and making plenty of honey. It's the goal anyways. So what are we going to do next? Well, not much we can do right now other than watch them grow. We don't want to get into them too much. Roll a queen. I think I did that once or twice last year, so we are not going to do what we did last year. We'll let the bees do their thing this spring, okay? Hopefully, we'll be able to start stacking supers no time soon, but eventually. All right. Well, that's all I got for right now. Just wanted to give everybody my February 10th honeybee update. Thanks for watching. Oh, next time we do this, we need smoke. They were not happy about that with no smoke. Not happy at all. They were all over me. But next time, you'll be able to see that because I will charge the GoPro. In fact, I have extra batteries now for the GoPro. Just got to make sure they're charged up too. So, again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow our Facebook. We've got a website, working on a new website, www.thebeeacres.com. You'll be able to order your honey, follow along with what we got going on. So, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.